Anna is a money manager for her family's highly successful agricultural enterprise, the Miller Farm Company. Her entire life is built on this pristine, respected family legacy, but the recent passing of her father has revealed a contradiction in that history. Tucked among the standard legal documents and estate paperwork, her father left behind a single, highly unusual instruction regarding an old piece of furniture. The note was short and specific. "Find David in the top drawer of your mother's dresser." This single sentence sat in sharp opposition to the meticulously kept records Anna grew up with. It pointed toward a hidden flaw beneath the established Miller narrative. Anna unlocked the door to her family's old house. The air inside smelled of stale wood and lemon cleaner as she walked upstairs to her parents' bedroom and opened that top drawer. Inside, the drawer was completely empty, save for a single yellowed piece of paper folded in the corner, dated October 3, 1921. It was a letter written by Anna's great-great-grandmother, Sarah Miller, addressed to a man named David who was sitting in a prison cell. Sarah wrote to thank him for keeping her and her baby safe in their home. Then, she explicitly apologized for whatever her husband, John Miller, did to put David behind bars. Curious, slightly hushed. This suggests the matriarch of a wealthy family was secretly indebted to a convict. It raises a question about where the Miller fortune actually came from. To find the answer, Anna skipped work the next day. She took her notebook to the city library and sat down at the microfiche machine to dig through century-old public records. She organized the variables from the letter: a prisoner named David, a connection to John Miller, and a 1921 start date. Working backward, she found a match in November 1920. David Carter, sentenced to 8 years in state prison. His crime was agricultural. Carter had been caught stealing cows from a local farm. Staring at the screen, Anna realized she knew that name. Her husband Tom's last name is Carter. The trail in the attic had collided with her current life. The archival records confirmed that the foundations of her family and her husband's were locked together by a single event in 1920. That night over dinner, Anna asked Tom if he had a David Carter in his family tree. Tom immediately confirmed it. David was his great-uncle, a man known in family stories as a cow thief who spent 8 years in prison. Then he shared the ending of the story. On the exact same day David was released from prison, he was struck by a delivery truck and killed. For decades, Tom's family assumed this dark, perfectly timed tragedy was just a tall tale his grandfather told at Thanksgiving. The library records prove it was a verified tragedy. Generational lore often acts as a convenient blanket to bury painful, foundational truths. Anna returned to the library to verify the release date. If David served his full 8 years, he would have been released in the winter of 1929. On January 12, 1929, she found the death notice for David Carter. It matched the timeline of Tom's family story perfectly. But right below that notice was a small, paid public message. It was signed by John Miller. The message was a confession. David was completely innocent. John admitted that he was the real thief. To save the Miller family from starving, David took the blame. He sacrificed 8 years so John could stay free. The Miller family survived and built a century of wealth because they subsidized their existence with an innocent man's freedom. David Carter gave up his youth to protect a friend, only to die on his very first day of freedom. As a money manager, Anna understood the math of this discovery. Every silo she saw from her office window, and every dollar in the company's accounts, were the dividends of an 8-year prison sentence served by an innocent man. Private acknowledgement wasn't enough to settle a debt of this magnitude. Anna called her boss to initiate a permanent legal restructuring of the company's identity. She had a specific, non-negotiable directive. The entire enterprise would be renamed to the Carter Miller Farm Company. This name change ensures that whenever the family signs a contract or sees their sign on the highway, they are reminded of the sacrifice that